All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to talk about Money in the Bank. Who's gonna get that briefcase of cash in, and who's gonna win the Civil War? Here right now at Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Pierre. You know I'm with the crew, Clint and Curtis. We're down two today. Nuxie's not feeling well. We hope you get better, brother. We hope to see you next broadcast. And of course, Calvin is on assignment somewhere in the world checking out an international championship match that will pop up immediately, maybe. But
Maybe.
anyway, coming up this Sunday, we have Money in the Bank. That will be in London, another international pay-per-view
Yes.
for WWE, which, if the crowds are any indication from the last two, will be hot as well. So, fellas, let's go ahead and break down our predictions for Money in the Bank matches. Of course,
LA
let's
Knight.
just go ahead and
I get out the way. LA Knight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
Wait a
I jumped the
minute.
gun. Sorry.
Couldn't even-
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So
got a little overexcited.
I was gonna lead into the ladder match for the men with Ricochet, Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and of course Logan Paul, going for the men's Money in the Bank. And we know for sure who Clinton's going for.
Yeah.
So, Curtis, who you got?
Hey, let's just speed through this one. We're all going with L.A. Knight. Yeah.
You know what? If LA Knight doesn't win, I'm going to riot. And if Logan Paul wins, I'm going to riot.
So rioting is going to be turning over your TV tray with your snacks on it.
Oh yeah, I'm throwing a shoe or something.
I think
it's gonna cause too much damage. I'm gonna be in my own house. So.
Right.
I don't think the wife will. You know, Clint, you should be used to that with all those times the Cowboys have lost over the years.
Really? Again? Okay. Really?
What a pity.
Every single time, I swear. I'm going to get you one day.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's a consistency. If anybody other than LA Knight wins it,
the crowd is going to turn against it's not going to be good.
The way Vince has been having his hand in a lot of shows lately, you could never tell. But if he's smart, leave this alone. Let LA Knight win Money in the Bank briefcase. On the women's side, we have Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Starks, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus. This is going to be an interesting one to see, but I think the crowd will probably be more along the same lines of there's a favorite that everybody's talking about, and I think it's Io Sky. So what do you guys think?
My heart says Io Sky. My brain says Bayley. I want Io to win. Do I think Io is really going to win? I think Bayley is going to screw her out of it, and we're going to see her carry around a briefcase. But I want Io to win.
I'm going Io Sky because there's going to be something tells me there's going to be a point where Bayley thinks that Io is going to play defense for her. And then next thing you know, she's going to snatch it right from her fingertips.
I think it's going to be the opposite. I think Io is going to get fingertips close to getting it, and then Bayley's going to pull her down. She's going to get it. And you know what? And I bet the crowd is going to be heavily behind Io. Think about Backlash.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to have a surprise victor in this one, just because of the fact of how the other storylines between, Becky and Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus, those three eliminate each other. And then, of course, Zelina Vega might be the only dark horse, quote unquote, that you could probably have in that match that people would kind of get behind. But I think Io is the overwhelming favorite.
If Zelina won, I wouldn't be mad at all.
I wouldn't be mad either. That would be a great tease for. If she can potentially have some great teasing moments, and but at the end, please, I need Io Sky to be ready for prime time. This is our moment.
Exactly.
Right. So also on the card, we have the women's tag championship with Ronda Baszler and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We knew this match was coming. And especially since now they unified the women's tag and the NXT women's tag. So, what do you guys think will be the outcome of this match?
With Liv coming back and with her, being super popular, I would love to see them win the belts. But I think Shayna and Ronda should be given a good run and a chance to kind of just tear through the division. You got two legit fighters in there. Shayna has not been represented well on the main roster. I don't think she's nowhere near the beast she was in NXT. And you promoted Ronda and put all this money behind her. You want her to look good. So I say let them have a longer title run and let them lose it later down the line. Like I said, I like Raquel and Liz, but I think for storyline purposes and for the angle, Shayna and Ronda should retain.
I agree, and you've been behind Raquel, and for good reason.
Oh, she's gonna win the Rumble, and it's gonna be Raquel and Rhea at WrestleMania, and I stand behind that.
I would not be opposed to that. Now, that's gotta eventually be spread out. But like you said, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler need to look more like the killers that they can potentially be, and Shayna especially. Remember the one comment from Ronda? Weren't you a killer before? And
here's what they need to do, because Ronda is not great in the ring, but she's a submission expert. They should stick with submissions for her and let Baszler just go in there and just kill everyone. Let her be the monster. Let her do all the power moves and just destroy and tear through the competition. And then let Ronda, put him in the submission and put him to sleep or tap him out at the end of the match. That's how you should book that team.
Absolutely.
Definitely agree. And yeah, Ronda and Shayna do need to go over. They need to show some strength with that women's title. And as long as Vince keeps his hand, I hate to go back to the same thing, but if Vince keeps his hand out of it, they should be able to have a long run. Of course, next, we're going to go over Dominik and Cody in a match. It's laughable, but given what's happened on Raw, I mean, things can always happen. And of course, I know what's going to, I feel I know what's going to happen.
I think I know. This match is to set up one thing and one thing only. That's for Brock to come out and take Cody out again, give Dominik the win, which is going to give him incredible heat, and it's going to set up Brock and Cody 3 at SummerSlam. So, let's go with that.
I'm all for it. Dominik just can't even get a word out. If he even so much as even put a fingertip on the mic, that crowd's going to be booing louder than ever.
Yeah,
and it's laughable, but it's great for Dominik. And hey, I gotta go Dominik winning this one.
Who has had more heat or as much heat as Dominik in WWE in recent years? In the past, we'll say the past decade. Who has had that much heat?
I think Roman before the Bloodline became ultra popular, to where it was so bad, people booed so much that they started to cheer him. I think that's the last time I've heard heat close to what Dominik is getting.
You know recently. What? I'm going to disagree, and I'm going to give a very unconventional answer. But if you think about it, you understand. Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah, I made that comparison.
The boos would tear the roof off of the arena, and then when she hit the "excuse me," they would get louder. It's like, how can you possibly get louder? The boos will actually get louder. So, yeah, I think it's that Vicky Guerrero heat.
Yes,
but only thing is, with Vicky, we boo her out of respect for who she was, and with Dominik, we really do hate the scumbucket.
And each time Dominik gets booed, it just reminds me of that fateful night in Austin, Texas. She couldn't get a word out, and they were booing so loud you couldn't even hear a word they were saying. Cena that night couldn't hear. Ziggler couldn't hear. Nobody could hear a word she was saying.
Yeah, that definitely and it just goes to show how much Dominik has grown to that role.
Yeah,
and even Monday. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say he's even gotten better in the ring too, which I like that. I was worried about his in-ring performance. He's gotten better in the ring too.
Even Monday, where he had to speak through Rhea in order to get out his promo that he was going to cut, goes to show how much and he's loving. You can tell he's loving every
Oh
bit
yeah.
of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you talk about a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. He
Definitely.
needed Judgment Day. He needed that.
And I'm pretty sure his dad is looking at him proud,
Yeah.
real deal proud of what he's accomplishing.
You mean
So
Eddie?
yeah.
Now wait a
His dad is looking down from heaven watching, and that's my boy.
I'm moving on to the next match. We have Gunther taking on Matt Riddle for the Intercontinental Championship. I know this one's been more random coming out of left field lately, but Riddle's been showing a very serious side, so he could be a liable contender for the title. So, what do you guys think?
I think this is going to show that Riddle can hang with the best and the biggest and the baddest. He's not going to win it though, but it's going to elevate him in the long run, and it's going to elevate Gunther because he's going to continue to run through competition. So it's going to be a win-win, but Gunther's walking away with the belt.
Gunther is gonna Gunther, but Matt Riddle's going to look great here. He's gonna get a little more serious, and this could potentially be low key one of those matches that will turn out to be something that you didn't expect to be a great match, but you're gonna enjoy it.
Hey, listen. That's Gunther chopping Matt Riddle right there. You're going to hear a lot of those Saturday night, Saturday afternoon for us.
The over under is
You'll definitely hear it. Go ahead.
The over under is 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Gunther chop is something serious. Yeah, I'm glad it's not my test. But moving on to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor, the head of the Judgment Day. So, guys, which way you see it going? Because this is a nice poetic story that's kind of low key that a lot of people may or may not really get.
I think a lot of people get it, especially if you've been watching wrestling for at least the last, what was it? I say last 10 years because we remember when he won the Universal title and had to drop it, and then Seth came and he was the big heel at the time. It's a big story actually, and I probably would have saved it for SummerSlam because of how well they've been pushing. They've been doing it really good. For it to not be the bloodline story and with all the traction the bloodline's getting and all the attention that's on them, they have been doing really well with that story. I would say it's probably the best story on Raw, especially last week with all the attacks, all the sneak attacks Finn was doing. Who's going to win? I really can't call it because even though they just gave Seth the belt and he's been a fighting champion, I can really see, and I this is what I wanted in the beginning of the world title. I wanted Finn to win it, and for him in the Judgment Day to just kind of run Raw like the Bloodline is running SmackDown. So I don't know if they would go that route or if they would keep it on Seth just so he can have a longer reign to start off with. I really can't call this match.
This is hard to call, and this is the match that is not a Money in the Bank match. That is not Bloodline Civil War, which we're going to be talking about later. That I'm looking forward to the absolute most, especially storyline. They've done a phenomenal job. Now I loved what after Finn hit the 3 coup de grace.
Oh yeah, and they were so cool off the steps.
It was good, but what
Yeah.
made it even better wasn't even the next attack for that, which was good. It was Seth's promo afterwards going into Joker mode, basically saying, "That's the Finn I've been waiting for," and I'm like, "You do know he just beat the hell out of you, right?"
Man, like Seth is crazy.
But Joaquin Phoenix Joker vibes, I get it from him every time. And I'm looking forward to this match. I'm gonna give a slight edge to Seth, but if Finn wins, I'm not gonna be complaining.
I mean, I think I'd be happy with the result either way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. This is one of the few matches where no matter who wins, everybody wins more or less. But here's the interesting concept. What if, because there's been reports that WWE is very happy with how Judgment Day has been going so far, how over. So that could be a sign that they may put the belt on Finn. Now check this out. You put the belt on Finn. Now you have the two world champs in the same faction. Then I know we said LA Knight would probably win the Money in the Bank. What if but what if Damian Priest wins the Money in the Bank briefcase?
You know
Now
what?
you basically
That
have a faction that's controlling
I would,
everything.
I would
everything,
go,
yeah. Yeah. Money in the Bank, women's world champion, men's world champion, Dominic. Yeah. That would, I mean, they were running, but I mean, that would be cool, but I still want LA Knight to win it. I would be cool with Seth winning. I would be cool with Finn winning. I would be cool with Seth winning and LA Knight cashing in on them the same night. If I have to pick a winner, I'm going to pick Seth only because he just won that title and I don't see him taking off that quickly.
Or you just open up something. Priest wins the briefcase. Seth wins. Priest cashes in on Seth. Now Priest is your new world champ.
And you know what? That would be an interesting dynamic because then how is Finn going to feel about Damian having the world title?
they did kind of have it out earlier, so there's
I mean,
that.
yeah, just for him having a title match, you know. So if he actually were to win the title, especially on the night where Finn lost, yeah, that would be very interesting. I mean, that could lead to the breakup of the Judgment Day, and I don't think I want to see that just yet, especially with, you know, the Bloodline Civil War going on SmackDown. Do we really want two Civil Wars going on right now?
Nah.
Mm.
The bloodline, I mean, not bloodline, I'm sorry. The Judgment Day is going to stay together just because WWE is happy with it right now.
Yeah,
And I think they haven't reached
as they should
apex
be.
crescendo just yet. So yeah, they definitely done well. So that's going to be
The wild
probably the
card.
best match.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild card match of the night. Of course, the main event, the Bloodline Civil War, if you will.
Yes.
Solo and the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns taking on the Usos in a tag match. What can we say about about this match that hasn't been said already or made comparison of, or just how beautiful this whole storyline has been so far? So, what do you guys think is going to be the take for this?
I don't even think the major story coming out of this match is going to be who wins, who gets the pinfall. It's going to be whatever happens afterwards. You know, the true winner is going to come when they ring the bell. The true winner is going to be who's left standing when the closing logo shows up on the screen and they go off to air on Peacock. And like I said before, it could go a million different ways. The Usos could turn on each other. Solo could turn. We don't know. And this is another match I can't call. With the world title match, I can at least slightly give it to Seth. I don't know who to give this match to at all. But I do know that it's going to be a shocking result.
Triple H probably has all kinds of gears in his head just turning to see what could work. And he's probably got four other solutions or resolutions rather that we're probably not even thinking about. But from what we know and what could potentially happen, I'm going to give a slight edge to the Usos and predict that something's going to happen with Solo that's going to have Roman start to not be so sure about Solo. And I'm thinking, okay, you've been an enforcer this whole time, but now when we really need you, you slip up.
Let me
What's
ask
up
you
with
this.
that?
I'm going to
I mean,
well, go ahead. I'm going to let you
go
go
ahead.
first.
Well, I was going to say now, given we've seen Solo give intentional spikes to Jimmy.
Yeah.
As far so I don't think it's going to be a question of loyalty on that end. I think something will happen to where Roman, to your point, Curtis, will start to question Solo, but not because of what he didn't do.
Yeah. It's
I
going to be
think
more
something will happen.
paranoia.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more along paranoia lines. So I think you almost It's a hard one to call. Go ahead, Clint.
Well, I was going to say Triple H is probably salivating over his plans for this match. But my question I wanted to pose: you got Money in the Bank, and then next month you've got SummerSlam, your second biggest matchup, your biggest event of the year, your WrestleMania of the summer, if you will. Triple H could have easily dragged this Bloodline Civil War tag match out to SummerSlam and have it at his big event. So you have to wonder, why is this match not happening at SummerSlam? Why is it happening at Money in the Bank? What's going to happen at Money in the Bank, and how is it going to lead to whatever it is we're going to get at SummerSlam? What are we going to get at SummerSlam? Whatever we get in August is going to be bigger than this tag match, and I can't even imagine what that'll be.
Have Dirt Sheets been saying anything about any one of the other brothers or cousins coming into? So that's why I'm wondering.
No, because they are
keeping
keeping this absolutely on the wraps. Like, did we have any idea Solo was coming to the main roster?
Did not.
Some point, I was figuring at some point he would come to the main roster, but when he did, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no one saw it coming. This is their baby. This is Triple H's baby. This is their top storyline, and they are keeping it under wraps. No one knows what's going to happen except for Triple H, Vince, and the Bloodline, and maybe one other guy in the company. One of the producers or whatever. But no, they're going to keep this on the wraps, and we're going to get a big surprise between now, not just between leading up to Money in the Bank, but between now and SummerSlam leading up to that. This is a SummerSlam setup, which is even more reason to get excited about this match, because something bigger is coming. And that's going to lead to something bigger. And that's going to lead to a bigger shock. And then WrestleMania will be here before you know it. So
Ooh.
that's a reason to get excited right there. So who's going to? So as far as that question of who's going to win the match, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just excited.
Yeah, but I'm giving
notice.
Yeah, but like you said, Clinton, slight edge for Usos to win the match, but the aftermath, like you said, that's going to be the factor. Who's going to win the aftermath? And
it's like with KO versus Roman. The story wasn't in who won the match. The story was in the aftermath. You can't even forget a match even took place. The story was in the aftermath with Sammy and that story. The story is always in the aftermath with what's been going on here. So it's going to be what happens after the match.
Definitely. Again, this is one of the ones where the fans will win again, because this story is going to reach an arc to where we're already like at what's happening next.
Yeah.
And we can't wait. And so we want to see how this story further progresses. So, yeah, I think the Usos will probably win, but yeah, there's going to be something that happens that makes them winning even be moot. In the sense of the point of where the storyline goes.
It's like they're going to win, but they're not going to win. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why don't you guys tell us what you think is going to happen at Money in the Bank? Do you think the Bloodline is still? How's that storyline going to venture off? It's going to be the winners and losers. Just be sure to drop a comment below, like, share, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. And for the recent influx of subscribers, well, all our subscribers, period, that joined us recently and in the beginning, thank you so very much. We appreciate you guys. And we thank you so very much. And trust us, we do have some plans on dropping more content, a little bit different type of stuff, just to keep you guys entertained. And be sure to drop some comments below so we can give you guys some shout outs. We definitely appreciate you guys, as always. And so, for the crew, Clint, Curtis, Nuxie, get better soon. Calvin on assignment. This has been Pierre. This has been Ringside right now. Let's ring the bell, fellas.